Okay, what happens when you only eat red meat for a week? And so that's a little experiment I've been doing. Now, many of you guys say, well, Dr. Baker, you're always on a carnivore diet. What's different? Well, technically, while I eat a carnivore diet and have been doing so for, this is my going into my seventh year now, I will often include eggs. Sometimes I have dairy, particularly in the form of cheese. Occasionally it'll be some Greek yogurt. Sometimes it'll be some sour cream, cottage cheese, things like that. But for World Carnivore Month every year, I kind of tighten things up and go back to the roots. And I've gone easily 2+ years on nothing but red meat, salt, and water, and I do very well with that, and in fact, enjoy it. So, what has transpired? This is day 7 of World Carnivore Month, so we started on January 1st. Weight-wise, I started out at 258.6 pounds. Now, my weight has fluctuated. I've hopped on a scale many times. I've seen as high as 270 this week with clothes on, so it's kind of there's a little, obviously a couple pounds there. In fact, I think I might even saw 274 once. So I see pretty dramatic weight fluctuations throughout the course of the day with me, just because a lot of fluid, a lot of food, and that type of stuff. But where am I at today? So I woke up this morning, I was 255.6, so down about 3 pounds, which, I kind of expect to see that I'll lose a little bit of weight this month, probably another 5 to 7 pounds would be something I would probably anticipate happening. I'm not actively trying to lose weight, by the way, and I'm eating, what am I eating? So I'm eating red meat and primarily fatty meat. I've had prime rib, that was day 1, which is freaking delicious. Obviously, I've had a lot of ribeye steaks. I've had some brisket. And then also, if I feel like I didn't get enough of a meal, I have these little dried homemade jerky, basically. It's basically just thinly sliced New York strip steaks. I'm currently picking those up from Costco. They cut them in about 2 millimeter or eighth of an inch thick slices. I throw it in a food dehydrator, a little salt, and those are a great snack. In fact, they're probably the damn best snack in the world, if you ask me. So why is it that I'm losing weight? Well, I mean, normally I would eat what I'm eating and I would add eggs to it, and I would add some dairy or something like that, and I would just consume more food. I mean, it's as simple as that. Calories still matter, even in the context of a carnivore diet. Once you're on all carnivore, I mean, yes, there's a difference between eating an omnivorous diet, particularly a junk food diet. The calories, there's going to be some differential, particularly if you're on higher protein. But once you're on the carnivore diet, it's not that you eat more and lose weight, typically. I mean, you can eat more calories going from a standard diet to a carnivore diet, potentially, for a number of reasons: thermic effective protein, increased NEAT, things like that, non-exercise activity thermogenesis. There may be a benefit with swapping out fat for carbohydrates. That's the work primarily of David Ludwig and others. But honestly, I'm just, and my appetite is like, it's kind of funny when I don't give myself the option for these other things, cheese, eggs, things like that, my appetite actually is better. I mean, it's like I'm not as hungry. It's kind of weird how that works. Like, in fact, last night I'd eaten, for breakfast, my typical 2 steaks, about 2.5 pounds. And then typically for dinner, I'll have another pound or so for dinner, and that's been my pattern. And last night I sat down, I wasn't really that hungry. I could have very easily skipped it. And, I didn't, because I'd already cooked it, and I'm not trying to lose weight so much. So I'm eating a little bit even past my appetite. And the steak was delicious, by the way. So I didn't, I wasn't going to waste it. But I think if I were just to say, okay, I'm only going to eat when I'm absolutely hungry, not add any more, because I don't want to lose too much weight, then I would probably lose, in addition to the 10 total I think I'm going to lose, I probably might lose 15, 17, something like that. So, and I'm starting at a pretty big size. Starting point, I was, 260-ish, which is the heaviest I've been in, at least 10 years. And so normally for the last 10 years, I've been walking around at between 240 and 245, give or take. There was one period of time where I got really, really skinny. Doing some experiments with very low calorie, higher fat approach, but I lost too much muscle. Didn't enjoy that at all. All right, guys, how are you going? How are you guys going? You guys are participating in World Carnivore. It looks like, again, once again, Joe Rogan has jumped in on this, and good to see that. But how are you guys doing? Let me see what your results have been so far this week, you guys, and what your goals are. We'll talk to you guys soon. Bye-bye.